Oh, before I forget, if someone asks if you want your quarter pounder's cheese on top of the patty or right below it, your answer is yes. The hottest, juiciest quarter pounder yet. It's perfect. Made perfecter. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
You're listening to Why Does Love Hurt So Good with Andre.
Hey everyone, this is Andre Pearson. Welcome to my podcast, Why Does Love Hurt So Good? Today I have the pleasure to introduce a CEO and the founder of The Lady Effect. Can everyone please welcome Miss Edith? How are you doing today, ma'am?
I'm fine. How are you today? Thank you for having me.
It's been a while since we talked, and of course, I've been trying to get you on here for a minute because of all the
Yes.
amazing things that you do. So let me jump into some things that I actually read in your bio. I read that you were a lot of things, and good God, you are an amazing woman at the things that you do. So tell me a little bit about yourself and what your business is.
Okay, so just to give you all a little bit background, my name is Edith. I am 32 years old. Just to give you a little bit of information from my educational and professional experiences. Since I was a little girl, I had the blessing of working with children and individuals with autism, special needs, ABA, behavioral therapy practicing. So I was always one of those kind of curious kids. Back when I was younger, they would always, I didn't realize and understand why, but they would always have like a separation of children between the children with disabilities versus the normal kids, whatever that means. So I didn't really understand why, but I was always curious to, go in the other classrooms, see how the other children would function. So I would volunteer ever since elementary school in the autism and special needs classroom. So from there, my mother, as well as a few other family members, owned healthcare agencies. So I was able to experience autism waiver at a very young age. And from there, in high school, I would teach and participate in child development, et cetera. So I was always in like the healthcare industry. I would have experience in like government, campaign, hospitality, customer service, but primarily with special needs. So definitely inspired me to know that at some point I was going to be a business owner, but I really am passionate about the needs of people. Like I really care about different ways on how I can see ways that I can really contribute to the community, especially growing up in the Maryland, DC, Virginia area. My family's Nigerian, but I was born in the Prince George's County area of Maryland and grew up predominantly in Montgomery County, but pretty much the district. So it's a lot of diversity, but it definitely taught me a lot as far as, disabilities, human behavior, things like that. So I was really passionate about the needs of the improvement in the environment.
That sounds like a lot of things on there, and it's beautiful that you were able to balance them all. Now, I'm just curious, what inspired you to do what you're doing?
Wow. God, life, definitely the experiences I previously mentioned before. I think what really stuck to me was just seeing the division. As much as it was diversity, I saw a lot of division when it came to just kids in general and just the labeling thing, normal, special, autistic, disability, average. Like, what does that really mean? And a lot of times it really, instead of inspire someone to evolve, it really puts them in a box. And I'm really not a big fan of that. I'm sure there's various reasons on why the system or, society does that. But a lot of times that really messes with people's mental health. And that's something I'm also very, very passionate about, mental health. Obviously, we know there's a lot of things in society that can affect your mental health, relationships, job experiences, education, violence, murders, suicides. So there's a lot of different things that really affect the human brain. So humans really experience a lot of depression, anxiety, stress, and the things go on. And especially working with children and individuals from multiple different ages and having the blessing of just being exposed to different things, it really just inspired me to know that yes, there's changes that are being contributed, but I know that I have a role that I have to dedicate to the society to really not even just feed the homeless and things like that, but really contribute the best I can on human development and just being able to heal and overcome as I've learned that I needed to do from personal experiences and things I've been exposed to.
Now, that is something that people will call passion. Someone who wants to do what they do, because you can't do the things that you do and do it well if you're not passionate about it. Now, with all the
Yes.
gifts that you have, what do you feel your impact is, with your purpose that is, on the world?
My purpose in the world mainly is to inspire and encourage people the importance of healing. As a woman of God, as a Black woman, a woman that comes from a Nigerian background, there's been a lot of beautiful experiences that I've been able to expose to, as well as pain. I was shot when I was 14. So that was something that outside of just things I was exposed to, it showed me at a really young age, violence and murders and just a lot of things that are designed to kind of destroy our community and just the necessities of healing. A lot of people experience trauma from so many different ways: domestic violence, sexual assault, the list goes on. And I've been exposed to quite a few things personally outside of, just those around me, whether they're in my family or colleagues or classmates. So it really encouraged me to know the importance of being a conqueror, being able to overcome, being able to just really grow and evolve and heal, because that's something that our community needs, especially as people of color. We have a lot of power and impact in the world, but if we're just imprisoned by our trauma, then how are we able to evolve? How are we able to, be of service to other people when we're not able to have that necessary healing? So it's kind of like when they say you can't pour out of an empty cup. You have to be aware and really understand that your healing is a necessity within your journey, because that's how you're able to really give your best self to others.
Well, you know what? This is why you are the young CEO of your company that you are. Because again, it shows the passion. I know when I do things that I do, people always say they can take what you do seriously and understand more about what it is that you want to know and more or less get into what you're doing if they feel you are passionate yourself about what you do. You know what? We're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to learn more about this lovely young lady. Once again, this is Andre Pearson, and you are listening to Why Does Love Hurt So Good podcast. We'll be right back.
Are you a business owner looking for a more effective way to advertise your business? Do you need help starting a business? Have you advertised on social media and still miss your mark? ODP Media Group can help you. Why struggle when you don't have to? Imagine having the tools and resources at your fingertips that you need to be successful at a cost that you can afford. Let ODP Media Group put its years of experience to help you today. Call Andre Pearson now at 404-790-8714 for your free consultation, because having the right tools makes all the difference.
You're listening to Why Does Love Hurt So Good with Andre. Now back to the show.
We are back. I am Andre Pearson, and you are listening to Why Does Love Hurt So Good? And with my guest, Miss Edith, the lady of the company and CEO of the Lady E Effect. Now, before the break, we were talking about your passion and the things that you go through as far as helping people and those kind of things. So tell me this right here. With women in business today, they are doing great things of empowering other women. How does that make you feel when you see this?
Well, as a woman that has, by the grace of God, been able to overcome all through his glory, it's really inspiring. It's really encouraging. There's a lot of hardships and trials and tribulations in life that sometimes seem like it's designed to leave us in the dust. And, I am a true believer of just really overcoming it. There's a lot of power in being able to overcome trauma and generational curses and depression and things like that. So I just love seeing the diversity of other women that contribute to healing and contribute to self-love, contribute to just the importance of being a boss, and not just say I'm a boss, but really serving the community. There's a lot of underlying things that, we may or may not talk about in the social media space. And it's important to be transparent and honest about the things that really happen in our community, that absolutely inspires me to be better. The blessing about having a business is you can start in one area and one audience and you can expand it. So I definitely absolutely plan to expand areas in my business where I can contribute to the community more, provide more job opportunities, provide different and new opportunities where people can be able to really see their purpose and their evolvement and their transformation. I'm super, super passionate about things like that.
And again, this is what makes women business today so successful, because they come in with such great passion and such great purpose, and it makes it easier for that to transfer over to what people are trying to do and understand about you. Before the break, I had a question that was on my mind. I wanted to just ask that to you before I get you out of here, because I know you got things to do. The business that you do is to transform other people's lives. How has your journey and the things that you've done transformed you?
Wow. Life itself is, number one, just a precious gift from God. And I really give glory to God for my mother and my family. I'm one of six and I'm the fourth child. And I'm one of those fun facts, a female junior. I'm a rare junior. My mom actually named me after herself. And
Okay.
I was at a young age able to just see a lot that she was able to overcome. And that was super inspiring to me, just as well as just the community and the family and just the people that I grew up around. So for me, it's definitely important to know the power of God and the purpose that He has within you that's able to take you and evolve you to places that trauma and pain and diversity and people that tell you, no, you can't do this, won't be able to imprison you into. So I would definitely say, my life experiences. I've experienced, again, a lot of trauma, being shot at 14, experiencing sexual assault, or people telling me, I remember being shot and the doctor telling me you could never run again and things like that. I used to play sports. So track and field, I was a sprinter. That was one of my main sports that I was so in love with outside of gymnastics, soccer, etc. So I just remember the doctor telling me you will never this, and this, kind of like a grocery list. And
Okay.
I just thought to myself, like, he's not God. He can't tell me that. And I understand and respect his professionalism, but I just really learned at a young age that there's so many beautiful and amazing things, as well as like tragedy kind of all mixed in one. And it's important to have a healthy and a positive mindset and understand the importance of unconditional love. God teaches you that more than anyone else on this planet. And once you learn how to love God, love yourself, you're able to be just a better example for other people outside of the contributions that you make to the community.
Well, everyone that's listening, do you now understand and see why I had to have this woman on here? She is so inspiring. And for those watching this and listening to this on the podcast, you have to understand women like this at a young age who grasp this concept. It's just amazing. They're doing amazing things. Now, Edith, before I get you out of here, I have to ask you, can you share with everyone that's listening right now how they can reach you and where they can reach you?
Well, you can reach me on my website, theladyeeffect.com. I have all of my social media connected to it, as well as, I believe, my email address. And if you want to schedule like a call and talk about some things, I'm always open to work with other businesses and individuals. I'm always open to connect and build relationships. That's something that, as I work on expanding my business, I definitely want to do that. So you can reach me on my website. Again, that's theladyeeffect.com. And just wanted to share something else. I didn't really go into it too much, but I'm also an author and a writer. So I would like to share with everyone, I have a book called H.E.R, Humanly Evolving Radiantly. It is on Amazon. It's available now. You're more than welcome to check it out. Definitely with a lot of what I've explained earlier, trials, tribulations, but most importantly, being able to evolve and transform and heal is really what inspired me to write that book. So I have like quite a few things coming up. Definitely want to expand my business in areas, not to give too much, but autism waiver, home health care is one of them, as well as other things that, stay tuned. I'll definitely be sharing it on my social media and things like that. But definitely would be appreciative of everyone checking out my book. It's definitely designed to allow people to understand as human beings, we are imperfections, and it really takes the perfection of God's unconditional love for us to heal and just evolve through his grace. So that's pretty much a little snippet of my book, but it's really designed to help people heal. Men and women go through trauma and pain, and society doesn't really give us the opportunity to really talk about it. We kind of glorify things that are unhealthy more than things that are healthy. And I was, told at a very young age, it's important to use your voice to speak for the people. Everyone is not always going to understand how to use their voice. So I absolutely want to be that inspiration for others.
That is so wonderful. I tell you what, be sure everyone to check down below in the description box for all the details on not only the conversation we had today, but I encourage you to look there to get her book as well. Once again, this young lady is amazing. She's a young CEO and beautiful on top of that. Listen to me. If you got a minute, be sure to check her out, talk to her, get to know her, because if you are having any of the things that she has mentioned in this whole broadcast, be sure to take a minute to sit down and talk to her, because she's worth talking to. Now, one more thing before you go. Do you have any upcoming events coming up that you want to tell people about?
Well, I'm definitely trying to, I'm doing a lot of expansion, I would say that. So I definitely want to really, especially with the celebration of the release of my book roughly a few months ago, I definitely plan on having some upcoming events with that. I'm also transitioning into the federal market space as well. So I've been thinking about for a while, really planning some like events and like networking spaces. I really love meeting new people and other business owners and, people in other industries. So definitely stay tuned. I already have some dates, but I'm going to share more information on my website for sure. So definitely stay tuned for some upcoming events I have available.
Of course. Now, you know that I will, and as a fellow author myself right here in the DMV with you, I got to get a copy of the book so I can be up on what's going on, because at some point, because it's been a pleasure today, I got to get you back on the show sometime later this year if you're free, because I know you're a very busy woman. For those who are listening, this woman is amazing. You would not believe all the wonderful things that she has touched on today that you need to learn about, not only from her in this broadcast, but from the book that she put out. If you have anything that resonated with you today, be sure to check the description box down below for more additional information about her, things she does, and the book that she has out now and how she can help you. I am Andre Pearson, and I gotta say, it has been a great pleasure today. I want to tell you again, Edith, thank you so much again for being on the show, and I hope to have you back soon. And I am Andre Pearson. This is Why Does Love Hurt So Good podcast. Be sure to check us out on the YouTube and the podcast broadcast, because we're all over the place, and she is too. Thank you so much again for everybody listening and watching. Until next time, I will see you guys later.
Bye. Thank you.